Hey, fourth graders, it's Miss Trammell back for day 3 of Number Corner. How are you doing today? I hope all is well, and I'm so excited to come back for another day of Number Corner because I have a brand new workout to show you. You may remember on the first day I explained all the different workouts we would eventually get to, and I said something about creating a collection of our own. Well, today we're going to start that collection. And September's collection is going to be called 6 inches a day. That means for every day we have school in September, not including Saturdays or Sundays or holidays, we're going to collect 6 inches. So if we do that, how many inches do you think we'll have in total? Well, if you think that many inches, how long is that number of inches? And by how long, I mean, if we were to walk that many inches, how far would we get? Okay, well, now I'm wondering, is there another way to express that length instead of just saying however many inches? Okay, well, we're going to begin our collection. Here, I want to show you, I have 3 feet here, okay? And in those 3 feet, it will equal to being 1 yard. So maybe I should have my yard represented down here. Once we've gone through this whole distance, we will have a total of a yard. You may recall from 3rd grade that there are 3 feet in a yard. Well, how many inches is in a foot? I do want to show you a real life version of what 6 inches looks like, and I'll put it up against my hand so you can kind of see it. But it's about the size of my palm, from the bottom of my palm to almost to the tip of my fingers. That's about 6 inches. So, do you think I need more space if I'm going to collect 6 inches for every day we're in school in September? Maybe so. Now I will say, these 6 inches that you see here on screen are what I would call zoomed out. They're zoomed out, maybe about 75, 50, 60%, just so that you can really see them on the screen. And here's where we're actually going to collect our collection. And so I've zoomed out even more here. Now do you think I have enough? So before we start collecting our 6 inches a day, well, let's go ahead and collect it for 1 day. What do you notice about that? Right, 6 is half of 12. So what fraction of a foot is 6 inches? Right, it's 1/2 of a foot. So if we have 3 feet in a yard, what fraction is a foot of a yard? 1/3. Good, because it takes 3 of them to make a yard. So now let's start adding to our collection. So far we've been in school for 3 days. So here's 1 day, here's 2 days, and here's 3 days. What do you notice? Great, we have 18 inches so far. Awesome. What if I were to ask you what fraction of, or how would you describe it using feet? Well, we know there's 6 inches in 1 foot, or excuse me, there are 12 inches in a foot. So how many feet do we have? Right, we have 1 whole foot, but we still have 6 more inches. So what does that mean? All right, so we have 1.5 feet so far in our collection. That's kind of exciting. I want to ask you a few more questions since we're talking in terms of fractions. Can anybody tell me what an equivalent fraction is for 1/6? Now we know 6 inches is 1/6 of a yard. What would be equivalent to 1/6? Okay. What about to 1/3? A foot is 1/3 of a yard. Okay, so here's our foot right here. That's 1/3. And then we have our 6 pieces. Remember, it was 1/6 of a yard. So what do we say an equivalent fraction for 1/3 is? 2/6. Awesome. How about 3/6? We have 3/6 right now. So what do we know? Right. We have half of a yard. 3/6 is equivalent to 1/2. I have another question for you. If a bus is 3 times longer than a car, and the car is 12 feet, how long is a bus? If you need extra time, go ahead and pause this video. Oh, you say 36? How do you get 36 feet? Okay, so we need 3 cars. Right, and what do we know about each car? It's 12 feet. So you just did 12 plus 12 plus 12. Right, or we could do 12 times 3. Very good. So I have another question for you. Here's Leo's apartment building, and it's 3 times as tall as it is wide, and it is 60 feet tall. So I'll add that, 60 feet tall. I want to know, how wide is Leo's apartment building? What operation would I have to do to solve that? If you said division, you're right. And if you weren't sure, we know this is 60 feet tall and it's 3 times what this is, which is the width, then 3 times something will give us 60 feet. So if you said multiplication, you're actually right as well. What times 3 would give us 60? Or what is 60 divided by 3? Did you say 20 feet? You got it. So for calendar collector this month, we are growing a collection of inches, which eventually will turn into feet, and then yards. In addition, or in the process of that, we're going to make conversions from one unit to another, which is why we did a few example problems just a few moments ago. And we're going to work with both whole numbers and fractions. I'm excited to see how big our collection is going to grow, and really to see if your predictions are right for how many inches you think we're going to collect for September, and how far we would get if we would walk that many inches, and what we could convert that unit of inches to. All right, well, our next part of Number Corner for today is calendar grid. Here's our calendar. We've made predictions this whole time. You guys have said for each date it's going to have that many tallies and that many horseshoes, right? But then we noticed a problem. Look what happens as our pattern grows. How is it going to continue to fit as we go throughout our days of school in September? You think something's going to change, right? Maybe it's going to get smaller. What else might happen? I don't know. I guess we should see, huh? Well, here's our 10th marker. Whoa! That's way different. Look, take a moment and just look at it. Let's see if we can figure out what's happening. What do you think was going to happen? Did you think it was going to be 10 horseshoes and 10 tally marks? I thought so also, but it's not. What do you see? The sticks disappeared and now we have a swirl? But we only have one horseshoe. That's really weird. I'll tell you what I think. I think the symbols that are on this funky looking paper, which to me kind of looks like a scroll, which we know is used way back in the day. I think those symbols stand for numbers. Do you agree? Well, if it stands for numbers, what might the numbers be? Why do you think it changed so much on the 10th day? Is there something special or particular about the number 10 that would cause this change? Well, here it is, guys. This whole time, we've been looking at ancient Egyptian numbers. And you may have guessed that the symbols do stand for numbers, and it seems as if they stand for ones, tens, now hundreds maybe? Well, here it is. I'm going to show you the chart. I want you to take a moment to study it. If you need to pause this video, please do so. I'm going to zoom in just a little. So what do you notice? Oh, the tally was actually a staff, right? And it stands for a modern numeral of 1. What else? Right? A heel bone's 10. That swirl that we just saw on day 10 is 100. We're actually going to stop there for today because so far that's all we've seen. So I kind of want to fill in our calendar grid observations here. So I'm going to begin typing, and I want you guys to help me out. So on day 1, which was September 8th, we saw what looked like a heel bone and a tally mark. What does that stand for, actually? Right. So just to refresh your memory, a heel bone is 10. And I'm going to zoom out again. Zoom out. A heel bone is 10 and a staff is 1. So for the first day of school, which actually was not, I'm going to put something here. Just Bear with me for a second. Oh, the first day of school was September 8th. Right. Okay, so but let's start with September 1st, actually. On September 1st, we had one heel bone and one staff. The heel bone is the horseshoe, we thought, and the staff is the stick. So that would be what number? Right, 11. And that was on September 1st. So now we have September 2nd. And what do we have there? Right, so we had 2 heel bones and 2 staffs. So heel bones 10. So 10 plus 10 plus 1 plus 1, which is 22. Very good. Okay, we're going to go through the next few of them fairly quickly. So, fasten your seatbelts. So on September 3rd, we had, good, 3 and 3, which will be 33. And I'll move this just a little bit for you guys so you can refresh your memory about what was happening on the other markers or the calendar grid. Okay, so then we were, September 4th was 4 and 4, which makes what? 44. Good. Then we have not September 5th, that was a Saturday. Right. Then we had September 8th, which was, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's actually fill it in for all of them. September 5th was 55. September 6th was 66. We had September 7th, which was, right, 77. We had September 8th, which was 88. I'm actually going to copy this. And here. So on this one, September 9th was 99. So what in the world is today, which is September the 10th? I will show you again the grid so you can refresh your memory about what each of these symbols stand for. Right, we had a scroll and we had heel bone. So, what is September 10th? Right, 100 times 10, which gives me 110. Wow. Right, it's time to make some more observations. What are you noticing? Right, let's hear some of those thoughts. Right, it's counting 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66. Okay, so you have the same digit twice until you get to 110. Oh, you think it's adding 11 each time? Or it's counting by 11s? Huh. So now I wonder, since it looks like our pattern shifted a little bit in terms of symbols on the calendar marker, but it seems like we have a pattern working over here. So what do you think tomorrow's marker is going to look like? Draw in your notebook or in your number corner journal. What do you think? So that way tomorrow we can check to see if you're right. Also, write down what you think the equivalent number is going to be for that marker. So just like we did here, we'll have 9/11 tomorrow. We'll have some kind of Egyptian symbol And then what does that number equate to? Go ahead and write that down as you make your prediction. Alright guys, I have you hold it recorded. If you need more time, please pause this video. From now on, when we update our calendar grid, we're also going to fill in our observations chart with the date. We'll fill in the ancient Egyptian symbol. For now, we have it here just for you to see it. And the modern number. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen next, since today really took us for a twist. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you were able to keep up with everything that we talked about and that it made a lot of sense to you, especially since we kind of figured out what the pattern is on our calendar grid. Can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your afternoon. Bye.